Thank you. So for those of you who took the time to look ahead at the agenda, you probably have been anticipating this speech, either because you know Gabor is a really great speaker and you always like hearing what he says, or maybe the title brought you some curiosity, How to Make Your Life Harder. This is a speech that Gabor has given before, and he wants to present it again to you because he wants to make sure that the message really hits home with everybody. He wants to make sure that this speech is more understandable and that there's greater audience comprehension in this iteration of this speech. So with that, I will turn it over to Gabor with his wonderful speech, How to Make Your Life Harder.
I don't want to die without a scar. Do you know which movie is this quote from? Any ideas?
Fight Club.
Yes, very good one. This is actually from Fight Club. I watched this movie on Monday, and it had a huge inspiration on me. And why? I will tell you a bit later. And why I decided to speak a bit more about how to make your life harder is actually because in my first speech, when I looked at the recording, I saw faces like this. So that made me feel that maybe my message didn't really come through, maybe it was too rushed, maybe I just should reiterate somehow what is it I'm really talking about. Now, in my first speech, I was arguing that actually this world, contrary what to the mainstream media says, is close to being perfect, as in this has been the best in our known history when it comes to the amount of wealth we are producing, life expectancy, etc. Huge amounts of these measures are just the best as they have ever been, period. Maybe not really the happiness statistics, but I will come to that. So that makes me think that, all right, well, this is a really pretty perfect, prosperous planet, but there are some problems with it in our heads. So what is it that we can do about it? My idea is that it's our perception or anticipation of the future that is going to be bad, because it's not because of reality, it's because we think that the world is bad, because we are just not really, we cannot really cope with even the most minimum hardship that this really cool world presents us. And why is that so? There are ideas, for example, from Zen and from the book, The Power of Full Engagement. And I'm picking these two options because they are talking about pretty much the same thing. So there is Zen, that is an Eastern idea, and there is the Power of Full Engagement, that is a Western idea. And they are pretty close to each other. Now, Zen is talking about 3 things to get right in your life. And the first thing being is your body. The second thing is the spirit. The third thing is the way of the soul. And the powerful engagement talks about 4 things. That is body, emotions, mind, and purpose. Now, these things are almost the same. For me, it's identical. And what it says is that, okay, you need to concentrate on all these things in order to get your life full. And in this world, we concentrate on one thing, or we start with one thing when we tend to want to make our life become better. So what is this thing? Do you know? From the things that I mentioned. I guess. Exactly. So people tend to concentrate mainly on the body in order to look better, in order to make it sure that they can produce the most of what we think we need the most is money. But both Zen and also the powerful full engagement propose another way. Another way is that to start with the purpose. And in our world, when I say our world is the Western world, we think it's a really, really easy task. There is, for example, one shitty TED talk which says that, okay, you want to know your life purpose? I will get you to know it in 3 easy steps. Get a paper, get a pen, think about what you want to do, and write it down. And there is your life purpose. Guys, no, it's much harder than that. And why do we need to focus on this? Why is it that if we want to make our lives harder, we need to start with this? Why? It's because I was talking about happiness before. Our happiness seems to be just, as we say it in Hungarian, below the ass of the frog. That means really, really low. Again, compared to how safe and amazing our environment is. And I think that is because we just simply lack purpose. According to the World Health Organization, there are 82 from 82 to 90,000 people committing suicide every day, and approximately 300 million people, it's about 6, 7, maybe 8% of the adult population, is depressed. That means pretty much without purpose. So that means that it seems to me that we really have a great environment, but we are unhappy about it. And I think it's because we lack purpose. We are not really given purpose. So what to do about it? What I recommend is to really get into ourselves. For example, meditation. And meditation is really great if you do it every day. For example, you go to a Vipassana course, and after that you learn properly how to meditate. You go deep into yourself and get to know why you are here on this world. Another way to do this is actually to have psychedelic trips. And I'm not really promoting drugs here, because you can have psychedelic trips, for example, using meditation or holotropic breathing, that actually uses a breathing technique in order to access your subconscious mind, to get to know what is the purpose that you are here for. And the third thing is actually what really Fight Club does. That is to face your pain and to make it sure that you protect your borders at all costs. And if you are doing this, well, this is by far the most dangerous one, but you will get to know yourself and you will respect yourself to the point when you see that, okay, I don't need to just lick the ass of others, I can concentrate on my purpose. So I recommend to select one and find out yours, and the best luck with it. Thank you very much.